Namaste, Gemini. This is going to be your monthly January 2022 reading. We are beginning right away, jumping right in, starting with the Five of Swords in reverse. We may be getting over some sort of period where we were conflicted about something, or where we were having a lot of difficulties and challenges, if not on our own, but with other people. We just kept finding ourselves getting in like minor arguments and different foolishness and stuff. Maybe there was gossip and things like that, and that's coming to an end. The next card is upright. It's the Queen of Wands. Opening right to the Lovers, also in reverse, but that represents our energy, of course, as Geminis. Ace of Wands, also in reverse. Maybe we're turned upside down in January. Here's a Three of Wands, Three of Cups, rather. Something celebratory, positive happening. Maybe celebrating the new year. Getting to be social. Got another ace here. It's the Ace of Swords. And on that note, I will cut. And our overall energy is our own energy. It is the Page of Swords. Followed by the Fool, also upright. And the next card is the Three of Swords, and that's in reverse. So we're, again, moving beyond challenges, difficulty, loss, separation. We're over it, and we're getting on with our lives. Fool, ready to jump out there again. Maybe this is about some previous heartache, and again, you're over it now, and you're ready to jump back into the dating pool, as they say. And again, this would be representing you, just upright and ready to do that. The card that most directly will represent us in general for the month is the Knight of Wands in reverse. Surrounding energy, so close friends, family members, co-workers, romantic interests and partners, is the Four of Cups in reverse. Work and finance, the Three of Cups upright. Love and relationship, the Eight of Cups upright. We're quite emotional, Geminis. Well, what is this about? What all these cups? That was love and relationship, right? Physical health, the Queen of Wands in reverse. And spiritual health, the Five of Swords with which we began is back, and that is in our spiritual health placement. If it's going to be anywhere, I guess that's probably best. So as a court card, the Page of Swords can, of course, be an actual person that's in our lives, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. If so, this person, if it's another person, is often younger than us, than the person for whom the reading is. And it can show up, this card, also about messages, and some people would say that the message isn't necessarily going to be what you were hoping to hear when it's the Page of Swords. I think this is our overall energy because it represents us as Geminis, and because we are going to be in our full sort of element and glory during the month of January. I'm pretty sure there's a full moon in Gemini in January. So maybe that's why. So the card that will most directly represent us is actually the Knight of Wands in reverse, though. And the Knight of Wands in reverse can sometimes indicate some sort of delay or setback, often having to do with career or travel. It's still a very positive card. It can sometimes indicate an actual person in our life. Again, it's a court card. So an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes in this case. And this person is probably, at least for the most part, good-hearted, good-natured, upbeat and all of that, energetic, maybe even athletic, happy-go-lucky, male, more likely than female. And somebody that's kind of like trustworthy, that we feel good around. I know to me, in terms of the people that I've met and experiences I've had in my lives, in my lives. Well, maybe it is in my lives. I meant to say my life, but maybe I've experienced this more than once. But in this lifetime, the Knight of Wands is the absolute most Prince Charming, like, of all the knights that I've dealt with. And like I actually dated a Sagittarius that I nicknamed Prince Charming. I mean, it was to that effect. Um, the lengths that they go to. So this is a nice energy to have surrounding us. All right, or to have representing us and influential and significant in our life for the month. So in the actual surrounding placement, we have the well, let me talk about the Knight of Wands a little bit more. Sometimes this is about a message too. For me, the Knights are about action, right? So the pages really bring the messages and the news and information, and then the Knight takes some sort of action. So often when the Knight of Wands is in reverse, like we're about to either just receive the message, and we're about to take action, or we're about to receive the message. And then if it's reverse, it can mean like it's delayed, or you have to wait, or the actual message itself could come in just to let us know. The message itself is that there is some sort of delay, or we have to be more patient. We're still waiting, and that sort of thing. So that, with that in mind, let's get into the surrounding energy of the Four of Cups. So this can involve, again, close friends, family members, co-workers, relationship partners, or love interests, and things of that nature. And the Four of Cups in reverse is about breaking out of like a self-imposed like rut. My father used to tell us like not to wallow, and in this case, if we were behaving like the Four of Cups, it would be like wallowing in self-pity. This is where we are realizing that we have been wallowing in self-pity, like a puddle that we created ourselves, and we're ready to get up out of it, right? We don't want to sit in it anymore. And we're making that very conscious decision that we're done with this. And you just realize that you've done this to yourself, or you've kept yourself in this place or position longer than you needed to be, and that you can control your own destiny, to at least to an extent. So it's time to like sort of get on with it, and we're ready to do that. It's also a time to like get moving on something. So again, we want to take some sort of action, and definitely not to pity yourself or to give up or to fall into the trap of, if only this had happened, if only I had done that, if only I were younger, if only, whatever. Like, stay away from that and just start where you are, no matter, what's happening or what that is. Count your blessings and, get on with it, and you can make a difference, So, very positive. And then we got like this very celebratory energy following it, the Three of Cups in the position of our work and finance. So this is a really good omen with regard to work. Money should be coming in, and we really could be coming into like a new job and or a promotion or business opportunity, something that's going to be lucrative for us. And the mood in general, if we're already working, or so like in our working world or environment, should be, pretty cool right now, pleasant. If we're single and looking for work, then we should be very successful around this time. And it might be like surprisingly so, like, oh, I didn't expect to luck onto this job and like the amount of money that I wanted and whatever it is. But yeah, getting lucky and everything. We could really be surprised at how awesome and how well things work out for us. So we definitely should not give up, even if we've been looking for a while and we're getting sort of like tired. In terms of finances specifically, that may or may not be tied to work, this is an important time to not be too attached to money, to have like make sure that our relationship with money is healthy. It will be flowing in fine, right? It may be flowing out just as easily and just as fine, just as fast. And it is important to know that, this is an abundant universe, and so all of our needs can be met. It's okay if it flows in and flows out, as long as it's flowing, right? As long as it continues to flow. It's when we slip into fear and things like that, and and obstacles pop up and block it, that that may be a problem. Um, yeah. So, enjoy. Our needs will be met as long as we, do our part. So whatever that means. If your part is working, if your part is making a focus intention, if your part is both, things, again, keeping a positive attitude, you're doing your work, then the universe will do its and money will be flowing. Moving on to love and relationship with the Eight of Cups. So you may decide that a long-term relationship needs to come to an end. And if we're sure about this, like, okay, I have to get out of this, I'm done with this, I'm over it, whatever it is, then don't try to wait. Like, don't try to keep the relationship going while you're waiting for the right time, because it's not going to be a right time. Like, no time is a right time to tell somebody that you're leaving them. Rip the band-aid off and get out of the relationship, is basically the message of the Eight of Cups. And you may want to avoid like jumping right in full on into a new relationship, and instead maybe give yourself a little bit of time and space to be on your own first. But if you choose to jump all the way into something new, no judgment from me. I'm just letting you know what the card means. Moving on to physical health, and the Queen of Wands in reverse generally refers to fairly decent, strong, even general health, basic health. And it's a positive card. There's a positive sort of sentiment about you in the underlying health status or conditions, situations you've been dealing with. If you're not feeling well, however, there it's possible that specifically a female healthcare provider or practitioner may have some really important and helpful advice for you right now. Queen of Wands is generally linked to fertility, though. She's like one of the most fertile cards in the deck, or strongest representations of fertility in the deck. Maybe only second to the Empress, as I try to think about it right now. So this could definitely be about something involving fertility. If you have been having difficulty conceiving, you've been trying without success, this card shows up to say, don't give up. That, maybe you need to seek some sort of counsel, advice, again, and maybe this person is going to be specifically a female practitioner with whom you speak. Maybe you just need to try again. Maybe you need to relax. I've known people. Actually, I had a girlfriend who had been trying like forever, and she was in her 50s. And as soon as she stopped trying, she'd even done in vitro at one point, I think like in her 40s. And as soon as she stopped trying, was just like, okay, fuck this. I'm just not meant to have a mother. Boom, she got pregnant with twins. And older women are more likely to get, when they become pregnant, to become pregnant with multiples, they say too. So yeah, if you've been trying and it just hasn't been working, try to relax and then get it in some more. See what happens. Spiritual health, we have the Five of Swords, and I said that if we're going to have the Five of Swords, this is probably the best placement, because what it means in this placement is we may have even come into recently like all of the answers, like what's the meaning of life? Oh, 42. Like I know everything now. I feel so clear and so confident about things that I've been experiencing. We could feel like that right now. And feeling that confident about our spirituality could cause us to want to talk to other people about it. But what the Five of Swords shows up to say is that even if you've been looking, you found all the spiritual answers that you've been looking for like your whole lifetime, that those answers aren't necessarily everyone else's answers. They could really possibly just be your answers. And you don't need to try to convert, anyone else or everyone else into your way of thinking. Five of Swords also can sometimes be about a break from some sort of practice, breaking away from or breaking with some sort of practice or guru or something that no longer works for you. So, like, give yourself time and space again to find new answers if that is the case. And that's our reading for the month, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate it. Namaste.